Another story is one that we're going to talk about here with the docuseries, is a grandmother who found herself in need of adopting her 2-year-old grandchild because the mother was strung out she had various addictions and things of that nature and just could not get it together, and who subsequently had 2 children who were born with drugs in the system. But this particular child is flourishing. You wouldn't know it by looking at her. Oh, she's such a delightful young lady.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
You know, that happens a lot where generational, where, you know, there's a grandmother or a grandfather who has to take over, if you will, and provide that love and the care and the services for that child. How often do you see that happening?
Oh, my gosh. Honestly,
because many times they're in retirement.
Oh my gosh.
And they're ready to kind of, you know, move on with their lives, if you will. And now all of a sudden here they are raising children once again.
I would say about 40% of my practice is just that situation. Yeah, and they step up. They just step up. And aunties and uncles do the same thing.
You know, there's not a lot of awareness about foster care. It's something that people don't necessarily talk about. What is the trauma that children go through who are in the system and they have gone, and I've heard stories where they've gone from one home to the next home to the next home. Talk about that trauma that takes place and how do we reduce that and find a solution to really give these children a safe place to live consistently?
Well, it's absolutely traumatizing and re-traumatizing. And so what happens with a lot of the children is they go back to the very first trauma, which is the first removal. And as you know, oftentimes they hop from foster home for one reason or another to another foster home. And it's just re-injury on top of re-injury. And so a lot of times, at least the children that I've seen, they'll test the current home situation to see, you know, if I'm a little bad, are you going to still love me? Are you going to still keep me? I also see it happening right before an adoption is complete. Like maybe they've been, you know, one way all the way up to the adoption, and it's like they're just really testing to see, are you really going to make me permanent? Can I truly say this is my permanent home? And so my hat is off to the foster parents who get that and who ride the waves with them and go out and find resources, because there are tons that people don't know about that help.
When you talk about resources, I think about the children who are in foster care and they never are adopted, and they graduate from high school and they're like, well, where am I going to get money to go to school? What do I do? How do I take care of myself? What kind of services are available for them?
The phenomenal thing is the Department of Child Services has implemented what they call aging out services, and they now help children who are up to the age of 23 transition into that next phase. Other places like the Children's Bureau have programs that help with that type of thing, and there are all across the country there are programs. We just have to know about them.
Now, you're also an author. You recently wrote a book. Talk about that a little bit.